Hi, welcome to your news, but just a little bit late. I'm your host, Never On Time. Our first story, 35 people were expected dead in the Zeppelin disaster in New Jersey. Sources say that the airship, upon its approach to land, combusted in flames, engulfing the fabric and destroying the ship. It's still being investigated, and it's unclear what caused the Zeppelin to catch fire. Upon hearing the news, a few UK musicians decided now that'd be a great name for their band, like Paint Fury or Led Zeppelin. In 1497, John Cabot discovered Newfoundland, a name he totally made up because he lacks any creativity of coming up with something cool like Prism or Shawshank Redemption. Cabot is only one of many white explorers discovering land that's already been inhabited and claiming it. I just hope that they treat the indigenous with respect and integrity. Yeah, they didn't do that. Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook on February 4th, 2004, creating a platform for copious amounts of false information and rampant racism on a basis of social connection. When asked about the repercussions about making such false, outlandish, and cruel statements, Karen from my marketplace said, "I can say and do whatever I want because I have the First Amendment, loser." Which was weird considering Karen lives in Canada, which has no such amendments, and cruel because I do have feelings. Facebook, very much the Hindenburg of social media. Moving on to the Trump Access Hollywood tape. On October 7th, 2016, Trump made some horrifying and honestly eye-opening comments about his stardom and his ability to get no negative press. Trump said in the piece, quote, "You can do anything. You can grab him by the pussy. You can do anything." Trump later apologized for these comments, but then stated that it was locker room talk. I can tell you from experience I never talk in the locker room because I'm too afraid of people. In any case, these should be a disqualifying thing for a presidency, or at least a campaign. I just wouldn't want to live in the 4 years of bigoted, xenophobic misogyny known as the Trump presidency. In November 2002, the SARS virus outbreak was said to have started in a province in China. The first parties that were affected seemed to be people from the food industry, such as farmers, chefs, and market vendors. Although the Chinese government did report the virus to the World Health Organization in February 2003, the numbers were false considering the virus had multiplied in numbers. Chinese authorities failed to report accurate numbers, and the state media was not allowed to report on the SARS virus as a whole. The Chinese government tried to contain the virus by forcing its residents to quarantine and closing schools, theaters, and cafes. China was persistent that the virus was under control, but only was defeated by it spreading to different parts of China and then eventually the world. I just hope no such outbreak occurs exactly the same way, contributing to complete and total government malfeasance. Like exactly the same way. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine if that happened? Like, exactly. SARS, very much the Facebook of epidemics. Anyways, that's been your news, but just a little bit late. I've been your host, Never On Time. Thank you for watching. Take care.